Welcome to GlideChat. My name is Derek Behunin. I'm one of the founding instructors of the GlideFast Consulting University program. My role here at GlideFast is Senior Technical Consultant and newly Service Delivery Manager as well. And would you like to introduce yourself, Jake?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Jake Klaus. I'm a recent graduate of the GlideFast Consulting University. I now work as a technical consultant here in Cincinnati at the GlideFast office, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so today we want to actually talk to you about the GlideFast Consulting University program, what it entails and what we're doing here. And we'll go into, some of my experiences as an instructor and actually some of Jake's experience as a recent graduate. Really excited to actually give you guys some of those details after we kind of talked about it a few months ago.
Yeah, cool. So to start, Derek, I was just wondering, what is GlideFast Consulting University to you?
Yeah, so to me, the GCU program is opportunity. Before the Cloudpires and GlideFast merger, I actually went through a similar training program that got me started into the ServiceNow space. So I'm actually pretty recent here, but it gave me my entryway into the tech space. It, allowed me to break into this industry and really change my life. And so being able to continue that as a formal university with GlideFast is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm very excited to be able to give that same opportunity to others. And so that's what it means to me.
Definitely, and I definitely think it's important to mention the amount of technical experience that's required to join the program. Obviously, with all that passion and that you have for this and what you do for this program, you were able to take me, who we'll get into it later, but I didn't have really any technical experience as far as ServiceNow goes, and kind of turn it into this whole thing for me and help me understand and figure out what exactly ServiceNow even was to begin with, and then how to implement things for customers. So yeah, I think it's just a note that that the point of this program, I think, is to take people that want to get into it and take people like you who are passionate about it and throw them in a room together and hopefully get a few careers out of it.
Yeah, and that's really the remarkable thing about what we do with the program is there's a very low barrier to entry. Really, we're looking for problem solvers, people who can break down complex issues into, bite-sized chunks and, work towards a solution. Kind of as you mentioned, Jake, like what was your experience level coming into the program and, what did the program do to help you grow that experience?
Yeah, I mean, so going in, believe it or not, I was a ski bum in Driggs, Idaho. I was, snowboarding, working a serving job, and just kind of living out my dream in the winters, snowboarding. And I definitely have, as most people, I think, my age, they are used to computers being around them and in their life, and if they're handed a computer, they know how to work it. But aside from that, I didn't have much more than that. Definitely didn't have much coding experience or anything like that. So yeah, I kind of took that and I went from being in the middle of Idaho just snowboarding to, hey, I want to jump into this and I want to do this, and here I am. So luckily enough, that resulted in me ending up at GlideFast and being trained by you, and it's worked out really great. As far as your other question, as what kind of happened to get me to where I'm at now, it was pretty slow at first. I mean, starting out, ServiceNow is very daunting, to say the least, to someone who's a beginner. I think a lot of people can understand that. Coming in, it was just crazy. I think a phrase we used around the office was drinking water from a fire hose at first,
Yep.
which, I mean, you could probably agree that's literally what it is for the entire 3 months, to be honest with you. Yeah, a lot of nights. I think as far as what caused me to succeed, though, I mean, there's many nights to where I was studying for certifications, many days spent with classmates, just problem solving. Just hey, we're supposed to do this. How do we do it? I have no clue. Let's start looking stuff up, start asking questions. Yeah, and just the time. I mean, the time put in, really, really, it's not easy. It's kind of one thing I want to say. It takes, I think, as much as we want to say it doesn't take a lot of experience, you need to make up for it in determination here, because
Mhm.
it's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not easy at all, and we definitely say that a lot. It's a lot like drinking from a fire hose, and that really never stops, and that's kind of the fun part, is there's always just so much to be doing, to be learning. There's so many ways to become an expert, even amongst our insane talent pool here at GlideFast. We already have graduates that are becoming subject matter experts in their own right, and they've been here, what, 5 months? And
Yeah.
it's overwhelming but exciting at the same time. And, during your time in the program, staying up, you're studying, you're working with your classmates, what was your aha moment? Like, what was that moment
Ooh.
where it finally clicked and things started falling into place?
It was probably, I'd say, when we did our, so part of our program is mock implementations.
Mhm.
You guys pretty much got them from real customer scenarios, and you brought in these scenarios in which we actually had to do for some, generally speaking. And yeah, so a few of them, I remember there was one to where, again, with not much coding experience coming in, there was just a few to where I'm sitting there and I'm actually implementing something into, of course, a PDI, not any actual instances. But yeah, I think that at that point in our program, our mock implementations, it was crazy how we went from not really understanding even what the platform was to 2 months later, we're implementing portions of the platform pretty much by ourselves. And I can't really think of one specifically, but the whole entire mock implementations in general was just, oh, wait a minute. I remember, of course, it was so much information, but I remember little things here, little things there. Oh, wait, this ties together. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, I get it. I can do it. I just did it. So I'd say that.
Yeah, I think that was from the instructor side, one of our favorite parts about the running, was actually seeing all of the, associates take these requirements and run with them, and seeing the different ways everyone approached it, all of the different solutions, the interpretation, and just all of the variety. No two associates tackled it the same way,
Yeah.
and it was really exciting to see everyone in action and actually functioning as technical consultants. It was very cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, the way everything just ties together, and you start to realize when you see four different people do the same thing four different ways and it's all considered best practice and it's all correct, you're like, oh my gosh, like the possibilities are endless here. Like they really are endless. And I think that's big to understand too. I mean, never going to know it all, especially with
Mhm.
ServiceNow.
Yeah. So now that you're graduated from the program, you've gone through it all. What does your day look like today? You're a official technical consultant. You're working projects. You're a full-fledged GlideFast employee at this point. What was that transition like?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, it's a change, to go from not really being in a professional environment for some time, to hopping into one right away, getting used to working on Zoom and that kind of thing. But after that, it was, like, let's go with today. So today I actually was in a customer meeting to where, have to do introductions. I was introducing myself as I'm new on the project. And yeah, you just start to kind of jump into this world of consulting, which is not easy either. I would say there's learning service now, and then there's the consulting portion, which is a whole nother thing to learn, which goes on to say, like we've been saying, the learning never stops. But yeah, so you hop into a meeting and you start to learn what it is you're actually going to be doing, which is the stories you're going to be getting, the implementations that you're going to be hopping in on, and you come to find out that sometimes you're going to have to learn more, and almost all the time, I would say you're going to have to learn more. And yeah, just kind of go from there. And I'd say my day hasn't changed too much from the training, which is I come in every day and I try and learn something and I try and apply it and just pretty much go from there. The only difference being I'm talking to real customers instead of you guys acting like you're my customer.
Yep. Now it's for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Very cool. And with that, like, was there anything from the program that really it prepared you the most for that transition? Was there anything that really set you up for, being comfortable with clients?
Yeah, I mean, like in during our mock implementations, we had the CEO of our own company acting as a customer, and we had to present to them. And we didn't know he was going to be there, but he was there. And
Mhm.
talking to customers can be intimidating sometimes. It's not something that comes naturally. So I think looking back, that, that being the last week of the program, or last 2 weeks rather, I think that might have been the most important part of it all. And it's just so much to be learned from all that.
Yeah, that was an amazing guest visit by Lombardo,
Yeah.
and that's probably another incredible thing why it's so easy to be passionate about this program is everyone's passionate about the program. Everyone is invested in your success, our success. There has been no absence of enthusiasm and everyone wanting to come in and offer their advice and wisdom. We've had BPCs come in to give some advice, Rob Farrington. We've had, subject matter experts. We've had HR folks come in, Alex Darby coming in to do, classes in person, Lombardo jumping on calls. It is very exciting to see everyone as excited as we are and wanting to be a part of it and offer whatever they can to, contribute to that success.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an environment where everyone wants you to exceed, or succeed rather, a lot, no matter what. I mean, I could hit up anybody in this company, I think, and message them on Slack or whatever it may be, and ask a question, and they're going to get back to me with an answer, or someone who can. And it's been that way the whole time, from my first day. So I cannot speak highly enough of that portion of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit overwhelming at times.
Yeah,
um,
definitely. Okay, cool. So, question for you, Derek. During this whole process of teaching us, the ATCs, what did you learn throughout this process? Because this was the first full class of GlideFast Consulting University.
Yeah, and that's a really good question. And just to, I know we touched on it a little bit earlier. A lot of this training program came from Cloudpires. We brought a lot of it over because we saw success with it, and that's what enabled us to build GCU. Is we took that foundation and we scaled it up. So previously we would only train 2 or 3 people at a time, and we scaled it up to 15 at once. So that was quite the change. But really, I think what I learned the most was from the kind of the management and the mentoring side was how to explain things to different people, like the same thing 15 different ways so that everyone understood it clearly, and really driving at that blended learning style of how do I present the same thing in enough ways so that everyone understands it. Because at the end of the day, the name of the game is your success. So I can say it once and be done. And if you don't understand it, then I've failed. So that was probably the biggest learning curve, was being able to say the same thing as many ways as possible so that everyone understood it.
I have to
Oh,
admit,
sorry.
I was one of the ones that probably didn't understand the first way you said it, because there's so much, you know. But
Mhm.
anyways, go on.
Oh yeah, no, and you're not the only one. Everyone learns differently,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what's really fun is we have that freedom to invest the time to teach it right. So where no one's going to be left behind.
Yeah, and I think freedom's a really good point to kind of close on, because that's another thing that comes with this is, like I said, with the determination, you got to have it, because there's no one staring over your shoulder the entire time saying, do this, do this, do this. It's, hey, listen, we're going to provide you with the tools necessary and the people necessary, and you got to want it. You really got to want it. And you guys have provided that more so than I could have ever expected. So, I guess thank you, Derek.
Of course, you're very welcome, and thanks for putting your energy into it because you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I think one of the ways we described it was we play by big boy rules here. It's merit based.
Yeah.
The energy that you put in, you get right back out. And so bringing that passion, bringing that energy, that determination is what drives you over the finish line. And that's why we're not looking for the best of the best for this program. We're looking for the problem solvers. We're looking for the motivated folks because, like you said, we have the material here. It's at your fingertips. We're here to explain it as many ways as possible. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to seek that solution, to seek that understanding. And, you definitely brought that in spades. One thing that we didn't really dive into was you mentioned that you didn't have a whole lot of tech experience coming into the program. What was it like overcoming that hurdle? What did you have to do to really, I guess, for lack of a better term, play catch up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a great term, playing catch up, because there was people that did have experience. I was not the only one that didn't have much, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it was the coding aspect of it. There's definitely a wall you have to climb over to do some things in ServiceNow, and coding was one of them that I had to climb over, because I really hadn't done any coding aside from a little bit of Code Academy here and there. But it was fun for me, is what it was. And that's mostly because I look forward to challenges like that. I liked being kind of the underdog coming in. But yeah, I mean, I think the coolest part was that I wasn't treated any differently. I wasn't given different things or different requirements whenever we did mock implementations. It was, hey, do this, figure it out. Maybe I had to spend a little extra time on the side than other people did. Maybe I didn't. I'm not sure. But I just know that I took it and ran with it, and I just figured it out. And I'm still learning to this day, and I always will keep learning. And yeah, it was fun. I guess that's the answer to the question. It was fun. And you guys made it fun, because you were
Mhm.
like, just, I mean, ServiceNow is so cool. And once you start to figure out how to use it, you realize how cool it is to learn stuff and how to build in a platform that is limitless almost. So yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fun. I have very fond memories of hunkering down, actually in the room that I'm sitting in right now,
Yeah.
just with the projector going, group coding, and just tag teaming it, just really grinding away, getting it sorted out, and making you guys learn, making you guys do it. It was a lot of good times.
Yeah, and tons, countless mistakes made along the way. I can't tell you how many times I had you or Matt sitting at my computer saying, "How did you do this? Like, how did you make this happen? Like, I've never seen this happen before." And I'm just
Mhm.
sitting there just like, So that's what it
Oh yeah.
takes. It takes a lot of failure.
Mhm.
And, hopefully outside of the failure, which is going to continue to happen no matter what you do, you just got to learn from it and move on and get your lessons down.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. We absolutely do let you blow up your own PDIs if you're so daring.
It's almost
um,
a challenge.
mhm. Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well,
Well, thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Derek. And yeah, then thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope I gave you some sort of an insight on what the program is like. And I can't speak highly enough, like I have been this whole time. It's just, it's awesome. It's a great program. It's worked out great for me, and I couldn't be happier with where I'm at. So that being said, if you guys want to apply, listeners, to this program, it's happening. It's going to continue to happen. It's glidefast.com/GlideFast Consulting University. Hop on there, give them your application, and see where it could go.
Yep, absolutely. Please do apply. Our next running is actually January 10th. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, and you're in the Cincinnati area, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.